Modern real estate practice, page 79. Advantages. Cooperative ownership, despite its risk, has become more desirable in recent years for several reasons. Lending institutions view the shares of stock as acceptable collateral for financing, and the availability of financing expands the transferability of shares beyond wealthy cash buyers. As a tenant owner rather than a tenant who pays rent to a landlord, the shareholder has some control over the property. Tenants in cooperatives also enjoy certain income tax advantages. The IRS treats ownership of a cooperative as it does a fee simple interest in a single family home or condominium in regard to deductibility of loan interest and property taxes, the home seller's tax exclusions, Finally, owners enjoy freedom from maintenance chores. In practice, the laws in some states may prohibit real estate professionals or brokerages from listing or selling cooperative interests because the owners own only personal property. Individuals who participate in these transactions may need a securities license appropriate for the type of cooperative interest involved. Timeshare ownership. Timeshare ownership permits multiple purchasers to buy relatively small interests in real estate, typically resort properties. Each purchaser receives the right to occupy the facilities for a certain period. A timeshare estate includes a real property interest in a specified unit for a particular period of the year, or it can be a designated share of ownership of the property expressed as a fractional interest or number of points. A timeshare use is a contract right under which the developer owns the real estate. The owner of the timeshare use has the right to occupy the facilities for the designated period each year, but only for a certain number of years. At the end of that time, the owner's rights in the property terminate. The right to transfer the period of occupancy or even exchange the period of use between properties that are part of the same exchange organization can make timeshare ownership attractive. High development and marketing costs have made timeshares an expensive form of property ownership. However, as evidenced by the discounts offered for resales of timeshare interests on various internet sites, maintenance costs are an ongoing expense, even if the timeshare is not used in a given year. Membership camping may be offered in a form similar to a timeshare use. The owner purchases the right to use the developer's facilities, which usually consist of an open area with minimal improvements such as camper and trailer hookups and restrooms. Normally, the owner is not limited to a specific time for using the property. Use is limited only by weather and access. In practice, the laws governing the development and sale of timeshare units are complex and vary substantially from state to state. In addition, the sale of timeshare properties may be subject to federal securities laws, as well as states' real estate commission oversight. In many states, timeshare properties are now subject to subdivision requirements. Several states have adopted versions of the Model Real Estate Timeshare Act, drafted by the National Conference of Commissioners on Uniform State Laws. The Model Act contains provisions for the management and termination of timeshare units, and also provides consumer protections for purchasers of timeshares.